Ready to unlock a secret code, like a language code.
I like where this is going.
We're diving deep into the world of Spanish noun genders. It's more fascinating than you might think, I promise.
Absolutely. I mean, even if you don't consider yourself a grammar whiz, this is one of those things about Spanish that's kind of mind-blowing once you get it.
Exactly. It's like this hidden structure that affects everything. So buckle up, language lovers, because by the end of this, you'll be able to impress your friends, your family, or maybe even that cute barista who speaks Spanish, with your incredible knowledge of noun genders.
And hey, maybe even order your café con leche, like a pro.
Okay, let's start with the basics. Hit me with the why should we care about noun genders in Spanish?
Well, unlike English, in Spanish, every single noun has a gender.
Wait, every single noun, even like rock or cloud or coffee cup, those aren't exactly known for their genders, right?
Exactly. It doesn't matter if it's a person, a place, a thing, an idea, you name it. It's either masculine or feminine, period.
Whoa, that's so different from English. So how does this actually work in practice? Give us
Yeah.
an example.
Okay, so let's say the boy in Spanish. That's el hijo. So at the beginning, that tells us it's masculine. The girl is la hija, la for feminine. Even the the changes to agree with the noun's gender.
So it's like every noun gets this little invisible label, masculine or feminine, and that label affects the other words around it.
You got it. Think of it as a grammatical dance where everyone has to be in sync.
Okay, that makes sense. But Spanish wouldn't be Spanish without some exceptions, would it?
Ah, you know me too well. Of course, there are exceptions. Let's start with the most common pattern. Words ending in O are usually masculine. Think libro for book.
Makes sense. What about feminine?
You guessed it, A, like mesa for table.
Hmm.
But, and here's where it gets interesting, sometimes the word stays the same for both genders. Piloto, for pilot, doesn't change.
Interesting. So how do you know whether a piloto is male or female if the word doesn't give you any clues?
Usually the context of the sentence will make it clear. Maybe you'll see an adjective that gives it away, like un piloto talentoso for a talented male pilot,
Right.
or una piloto talentosa for a talented female pilot.
So context is key. I'm starting to see why this is a deep dive. What other curveballs does Spanish throw our way?
How about words with completely unique feminine forms, just to keep things interesting?
Oh, like what? Give us the good stuff.
Okay, how about royalty? El rey means the king, right?
Right.
But for the queen, it's la reina. Total transformation.
Wow. Any other examples of these dramatic makeovers?
How about alcalde for mayor? It becomes alcaldesa in its feminine form. It's like Spanish has a whole separate vocabulary hidden within itself.
Okay, this is blowing my mind a little. So we've got the O and A patterns, we've got words that stay the same, and we've got these wildcard words with unique feminine forms. Anything else we should know about?
Oh, we're just getting started. There are also words with two possible feminine forms. It's like Spanish wants to give you options.
Wait, two acceptable ways to say the same thing. This is getting even more intriguing. Give us an example.
Sure, think about doctor. El médico is the male doctor. But for a female doctor, you can use either la médica or la médica.
Whoa. How do you know which one to use? Is one more common?
It sometimes depends on the region, sometimes on subtle shades of meaning. And sometimes it's just personal preference. It's a bit like choosing between big and huge in English. They mean similar things, but you might pick one over the other depending on the situation.
Fascinating. So even within these grammatical rules, there's room for personal expression and nuance.
Exactly. Language is a living thing, always evolving. Oh, and one more thing you don't want to forget. It's not just the nouns themselves. Adjectives have to match too.
Wait, what? Adjectives too. This gender agreement thing runs deeper than I thought.
Right. If you want to say that blonde boy, it's aquel chico rubio. But for that blonde girl, it's aquel chica rubia. Everything has to agree.
So it's like this gender agreement thing is woven into the very DNA of the Spanish language. It's a
Yeah.
whole different way of thinking about how words relate to each other.
Exactly. Recognizing these patterns and nuances is your key to unlocking true Spanish fluency.
It's like cracking a code.
It is. So tell me, as you think about this whole idea of gendered nouns, do you think that might influence how Spanish speakers see the world differently than, say, English speakers? Just something to ponder.
That's a really thought-provoking question. And there you have it, folks. Spanish noun genders. A fascinating mix of patterns, exceptions, and a whole lot of fun. Who knew grammar could be so exciting?
Right.
Until next time, happy learning, everyone.